Hey, so last week I had the honor of talking in front of 80 seniors in the civil engineering department over in Nevada, here in Reno, and we kind of discussed career paths. Now, as most of you know, my career path is a little different than most. Just a little background about me. I was a civil engineer, graduated from University of Nevada, Reno, with a civil engineering degree in 2001. So I always like to go back to UNR and kind of discuss how my career path has led me to where I am today. And I kind of change up the discussion. It's probably a lot different than what they see out of the normal working professional. Mine's more about emphasizing the great things that you do with a civil engineering degree. And, when I got my degree, I wasn't really sure if I wanted to be a civil engineer. And my emphasis during my discussion during these seniors is, civil engineering degree is a great degree to get and opens up a lot of doors. But ultimately, in my opinion, what you have to do is follow your passion. Because once you find a job like me being a realtor, once you find your passion, it's really easy to get out of bed in the morning, and work becomes more like play. And it's a lot of fun when you find a profession like that. So that's my emphasis. But at the end, the professor opened up the chat line. I was actually on Zoom. UNR is not allowing people in class right now. And there was a lot of fear and anxiety over a lot of people wondering if they can ever afford a home in the Reno Sparks area after they graduate because of the huge run-up in our market over the last couple years. So what I'd like to do today is do a quick comparison of the median home price in 2018, January, and compare it to last month, and then kind of go over some quick tips and speak directly to hopefully the students and anyone else out there on how to get started in this market, at least to break in, and then go from there. So what I've done is, in my engineering fashion, I've created a whiteboard, of course, with all the numbers. I like to be very specific, and that's my engineering degree speaking to us right now. So what I've looked at is median home price January 2018. It was 360,000. January 2021, it was 447,000. And keep in mind, I rounded these to the nearest thousand so we can just keep the numbers easy. That's an increase about almost 24% over a 3-year window. So that's the median home price only. I looked back at the 30-year mortgage, and in 2018 it was a little over 4.05. And today, if you have good credit and you have a decent sized down payment, you should be getting around 2.75. That's kind of what I'm seeing right now, plus or minus. The market kind of went up today, so just kind of take that as a number that you can potentially get right this second. Now, I'm assuming 5% down. There are other programs that assume 3.5% if you're doing FHA. But for the sake of this discussion, I'm talking about bringing in 5%. So when you do that, you have to bring in $18,000. So your mortgage would be reduced by $18,000 actually. And then over here, it's $22,000. So you can kind of see a 20% increase in the amount that you need to bring down for a down payment to get in this house. But the key is down here. And this kind of shows you that interest rates are more important than price. And this is what I've kind of always been telling our clients, but this kind of really spells it out, is the monthly payment, principal, and interest. This does not take into consideration taxes, any mortgage insurance, or any impounds. This is just the payment that you're going to be paying the lender. And in 2018, January, with these parameters, your payment was a little under $650, 600 or 1643, sorry. And then it was increased in January to $1734. That's about a $91 difference. So you can kind of see that why I'm not going to disagree that the market is expensive and you got to make some money. That's absolutely true. Interest rates have kept the principal and interest rates for a mortgage payment relatively close. And I want to kind of dispel the notion that it's way out and you can't ever get it. So with that being said, I want to kind of give some ways and some tips for younger people out there or anybody in the market on how to get in. So first things first is don't focus just on your career. I know a lot of these kids I was talking to are going to go work for a consulting firm or the state or whatever and make a salary. And a lot of those salaries, there's no bonus opportunities. But there's called side hustles. And one of my side hustles is I fly drones and do some other photography on the side to make extra money for other things that I like to do. So there's Uber, there's online selling of things, there's, you know, ability to tutor. When I went to college, I was a tutor and I made really good money tutoring whole entire classes. So there's a side hustle just to raise the money that you need for a down payment. Now, you don't necessarily need to do this for years and years, but you do it until you build up enough to get your down payment. So that's one way. There are some programs out there for government assistance. There's some kind of rumor out there that the Biden administration is going to give $10,000 to $15,000 for first-time home buyers to put down towards the down payment, but that's not very clear right now, and it's going to be rolled out over the next 12 months. So that's a potential down the road. The last option, and not my favorite, but it is out there in some people's case, is asking relatives and family members that have the ability to help out and at least give you the money as a gift, and maybe you make some kind of side deal that you pay it back over time, and at least get the payment so you can get into a home. So those are the 3 tips I have for people who are looking for ways to accumulate money to get the down payment. Now, there are several other things that you need to do or you can do to minimize the risk. First, you don't need to be buying a median home price of $447,000. That's just the median. That means that half the homes sell for above that price and half are below. So we see a lot of houses that are 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, that, you know, they're not huge luxurious homes with granite countertops, but, you know, you can buy one of those for $300 to $310, $315 in other areas around town and at least get in the game. And that's a good way to reduce the amount that you have to bring in. The other thing that we're seeing a lot of, we saw it quite a bit last year in our younger clients, was getting roommates. So when you're young, you're not really attached in most cases, and you can have your buddies stay with you, or, you know, find 1 or 2 people who are going to pay $400 to $600 a month, and then that way you're decreasing your monthly payment and making it affordable. So we see that quite a bit with our younger clients. So be innovative, come up with ways to get in. The last thing that we see some people do is we had a client, I think 2 years ago, he bought a duplex. And what he did was he lived on one side and rented out the others. So that helped. Someone's paying half your mortgage, and that's just another way to get in there. Now, I'm not saying that this is the long-term solution, but in this mortgage environment, you can get up to a 4-plex and still get conventional financing and have other people help you pay down your mortgage. And then the last thing that you need to keep in mind if you're young is you need to have, and I know that this is a tough thing to do in this day and age with you know, how fast things move, is you're going to have a long-term view of the market. So, you know, buy now, stay in the house 5 to 10 years. And what a lot of people are doing right now is you stay there, you pay down the interest, you accumulate some equity in the house, and then in 10 years, you either sell the home or you turn around and rent it out and go back to the side hustle. Maybe you're going to get married, or you have a significant other that comes into the mix and you can afford a little nicer home. So those are our tips to get into this market. And just keep in mind that interest rates are more important, in my opinion, than the increase in price. If you have any other questions or you want to go to coffee, talk about your situation, we are always available. We're actually always available over Zoom as well. It kind of just depends on your preference. Give us a call in the office, set up an appointment. We love to talk about real estate. Our number is 775-525-0309, and we look forward to talking to you soon. You guys have a great week. And one last note is, if you like our podcast, please subscribe. There's a subscribe button at the end, and like it. That kind of helps get our message out there. And feel free to share this video. You guys have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.